Well, hello folks, we're back on our client's Dart. We were busy taking our 68 Barracuda to Just Mopar Joe's over in Arkansas. And that was a really fun trip. Had a blast visiting with Joe. I even got to drive the Challenger, so I feel pretty special to drive Joe's Challenger. Had a ball. Awesome car. Joe has awesome cars. So anyway, we're back here in Oklahoma, back on our client's car. And we thought we had the Mopar overcharging issue resolved, and it came right back. However, we resolved the second part of it. So far, so good. So we went to go in and start tuning the carburetor and checking some things with the starter and just a few odd ends here and there. And I put my test meter on here, and all of a sudden it started creeping back up to 16 and then 17 volts. Oh, great. Our first problem was the voltage regulator wasn't grounded on the back. So we ground the paint off on the back as Joe had recommended, and it dawned on me, I remembered that it had to be grounded. So it came back and that worked for a while. And then our charging issues, it started overcharging again. And I was racking my brain, and I went to the forum called 4abodiesonly.com. I used to be on there all the time. It's a really good forum, a lot of good information on Mopar A-bodies. And I looked one of the first things when I Googled it, it came up on 4A-bodies regarding the Mopar overcharging issue. And sure enough, one of the first things you check on that dual field alternator is the green wire. I literally wiggled that wire around, this green wire right here, and automatically it went back down to 13.5 volts. And what it said on 4A-bodies in the forum was that if those brushes are bad or broken in any way, that it will overcharge. So I have wiggled it just enough. I'm going to replace the alternator because I don't trust it. It's working now, but we pretty much, I feel pretty comfortable we've isolated that issue now. So we had two issues that we were fighting. It was the regulator not being grounded, and it appears that we had an alternator that had an issue with a brush. Because now that we just barely wiggled that thing around and actually tightened the little bolt back there, it doesn't get anywhere. I think it might got 14.1 for a moment and then went back down to 13.8, 13.6, and it stayed there. So I can get my test light here, and we went in and did some tuning with the carburetor, and she's working pretty good now. Let's see what we got. So we're about 12.8. Not worried about that. And there's 13. So, yep. So you can see, it was an issue with that alternator. It literally, we just moved that thing around and it just came right back. So when you got one thing, I guess a learning lesson from this, and this is what I want to share with everybody on the Mopar electrical system, is you better damn well make sure that when you get everything hooked up, that one of the first things you check is it's not overcharging, because you will burn that thing down. There is a fusible link. There's a fusible link on this unit. It's on the blue wire, and that's the one that will get hot. That blue wire right there. That's the one that will get really hot, and it'll actually blow the fusible link. That's what it's supposed to do, actually. 17 is just too much. I saw some guys on the forums that they said that 16 may be okay, but I think really it's probably 14.5 is probably the max. I think what I've heard, what I would be comfortable with anyway. So I know this is a short video, but I just wanted to share that with everybody. These little gremlins when you're putting a car together, that's one of them. And anyway, got the carburetor dialed in now. It was a little fat, so we tightened it up or leaned it up just a little bit and gained another 4 inches of vacuum. So with the new exhaust, it needed to be tuned. So we're getting there. And anyway, I hope everybody has a good weekend.